The NBA landscape has been completely shaken by one of the biggest trades in league history. Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis. The move has divided fans, stunned analysts, and completely altered the futures of both franchises. Was this a masterstroke by the Lakers or a catastrophic blunder by the Mavericks? Will Dallas regret letting go of a generational superstar, or can they build a championship team around Davis? And how will the LeBron-Luka duo redefine the Western Conference race? Let's break it all down. The basketball world was left in complete shock when the Dallas Mavericks pulled off one of the most unbelievable trades in NBA history, sending Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. This wasn't just another blockbuster trade. It was the kind of moment that fans will remember exactly where they were when the news broke. Nobody saw it coming. No rumors, no leaks, no signs of trouble between Luka and the Mavericks. One moment, he was the face of the franchise, a 25-year-old generational superstar who seemed destined to bring a championship to Dallas. The next, he was wearing the iconic purple and gold. And just like that, the Lakers, who have already been blessed with legends like Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, and LeBron James, added yet another all-time great to their collection. But this trade wasn't just about basketball. NBA legend Dwayne Wade weighed in on the shocking move, offering a different perspective, one that goes beyond just team strategy. According to Wade, this trade was orchestrated not by the players, not even by the teams, but by the league's most powerful figures, the billionaires and owners who control the NBA's global business landscape. He pointed out that positioning a premier international star like Luka in a marquee market like Los Angeles was a financially calculated move to skyrocket viewership, merchandise sales, and global engagement. This wasn't just about winning games, it was about reshaping the NBA's financial future. Luka Doncic, already one of the biggest international stars in basketball, now had the platform of Hollywood, the Lakers brand, and the global LeBron effect to elevate the league's revenue streams to unprecedented levels. And here's where it gets even crazier. The secrecy behind the trade was absolutely mind-blowing. Unlike most blockbuster deals that are leaked days or even weeks before they happen, this trade came out of nowhere. Even key players and coaches were completely blindsided, learning about the trade at the same time as the rest of the world. Lakers owner Jeannie Buss later admitted that she was relieved the deal hadn't leaked beforehand, fearing that even the slightest premature disclosure could have derailed everything. The Mavericks front office, led by Nico Harrison, managed to keep negotiations so tightly under wraps that when the news finally dropped, it sent the entire NBA community into chaos. So let's get this straight. The Mavericks voluntarily gave away their homegrown superstar over supposed concerns about his conditioning and Supermax contract? They didn't even start a bidding war to get the best possible return? And somehow, the Lakers, a team with a history of landing all-time greats, were the only ones to walk away with one of the best young players in the world? Even Magic Johnson himself said that in his 45 years in the NBA, he had never seen a trade like this between two superstars in their prime. Something about this doesn't add up. Was this truly just about basketball? Or was this move about something much bigger? One thing's for sure, the NBA's balance of power just shifted overnight. The Luka Doncic trade disaster just keeps getting worse for the Dallas Mavericks. What started as a shocking move has now spiraled into outright chaos, leaving fans enraged, analysts baffled, and the franchise in complete disarray. Losing a 5-time All-NBA first-team selection who had just led them to the 2024 NBA Finals was bad enough. But when the dust settled, things got even uglier. Furious fans flooded the streets outside American Airlines Center, staging a mock funeral for their team's future. To make matters worse, the organization raised season ticket prices by 8.61%, essentially asking fans to pay more for a team that no longer had its superstar. for years. The entire process was a disaster. No transparency, no bidding war, no strategic planning. Even former team owner Mark Cuban publicly denied involvement, making it clear that he wanted no part of this catastrophe. And let's talk about how badly this has backfired. General manager Nico Harrison justified the trade by saying it would boost the Mavericks defense with Anthony Davis as the anchor. Except that plan fell apart instantly when Davis suffered an adductor injury in his first game. And just when it couldn't get worse, Kyrie Irving tore his ACL, completely derailing the team's season. Now the Mavericks are falling apart, and every criticism of this trade looks more valid by the day. But wait, it gets even messier. Was this trade even about basketball? A wild conspiracy theory suggests that the Mavericks' new owners, the Adelson family, deeply involved in the casino industry, wanted to move the team to Las Vegas due to frustration over Texas gambling laws. The theory: trade Luka, tank the franchise, and create an excuse to relocate. But when these rumors gained momentum, team governor Patrick Dumont was forced to shut them down, publicly stating that the Dallas Mavericks are not moving to Las Vegas. To reinforce their commitment, the Irving City Council is actively working on a zoning proposal for a destination resort and new arena in Texas, aiming to enhance the franchise's infrastructure without relocation. And just when you thought the Luka Doncic trade saga couldn't get any messier, here's another bombshell. Was this deal driven by personal relationships rather than basketball logic? Many are pointing to the long-standing connection between Mavericks GM Nico Harrison and Lakers GM Rob Pelinka, dating back to their Nike days during the Kobe Bryant era. The idea: Harrison, instead of aggressively shopping Luka for the best possible return, handed his franchise player to an old friend in Los Angeles. The result? The Lakers got their next generational superstar, while the Mavericks got fleeced. Meanwhile, on the other side of the trade, things couldn't be going better. Luka Doncic has been on a tear, proving every doubter wrong with dominant performances, including a triple-double against the very team that traded him away. The Lakers, who were struggling before the deal, have skyrocketed up the standings, re-emerging as a legitimate title contender. The stark contrast between Luka's immediate success and the Mavericks' rapid collapse has only intensified the scrutiny surrounding this trade. Was this truly a basketball decision, or did personal relationships, hidden agendas, and behind-the-scenes dealings play a bigger role than anyone realized? Right now, this trade is shaping up to be one of the biggest blunders in NBA history, and the Mavericks are the ones left paying the price. The Dallas Mavericks are in full-on damage control mode, scrambling to reshape their identity after the shocking departure of Luka Doncic. While the backlash from fans and analysts is still burning, the front office is doubling down on its vision, building a defensive powerhouse around Anthony Davis. The question is, can this gamble actually pay off? Let's be real, the Mavericks had no choice but to make moves after gutting their franchise cornerstone. With Davis as their new centerpiece, Dallas has pivoted to a defense-first mentality, something that was never possible with Luka's offense-heavy playing style. Davis brings elite rim protection, rebounding, and versatility, the kind of anchor the Mavericks desperately lacked. But one player isn't enough to fill the void left by a generational superstar like Luka. So Dallas went to work, acquiring Drew Holiday, PJ Washington, and re-signing key defensive pieces to fit this new identity. And sure, defensively, they've leveled up. The perimeter defense is tougher, the interior is locked down, and they finally have a true defensive game plan. But the real question is, can this team generate enough firepower to keep up with the offensive juggernauts of the Western Conference? Kyrie Irving is now the primary offensive weapon, and while he's an elite scorer, is that enough? Drew Holiday is a strong complementary piece, but he's not an offensive centerpiece. Davis? He's dominant on defense, but not built to carry an offense for an entire season. And the biggest red flag? Anthony Davis's durability. If AD stays healthy, Dallas has a shot at proving the doubters wrong. But if he breaks down, as he has time and time again, this entire rebuild collapses before it even gets off the ground. So can this new-look Mavericks team actually compete for a championship? The defensive foundation is there, but without a clear-cut offensive superstar, this experiment hinges on team chemistry and flawless execution. The Western Conference is a gauntlet, and without Luka's offensive brilliance, the Mavericks' margin for error just got razor thin. This isn't just a roster overhaul, it's a gamble on an entirely new identity. Will it work? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, Dallas is officially on the clock. The Luka Doncic trade isn't just a season-altering move. It's a franchise-defining gamble for both the Dallas Mavericks and Los Angeles Lakers. As the season unfolds, the long-term implications of this blockbuster deal are becoming impossible to ignore. For Dallas, this trade was always a massive risk, and right now, the returns aren't looking great. The decision to move on from a generational superstar in favor of a defensive stability has backfired in the worst way possible. Anthony Davis's injury issues have already limited his availability, and Kyrie Irving's season-ending ACL tear has thrown the entire team into freefall. The Mavericks are spiraling, their playoff hopes are fading, and the fan base is still furious. The front office is scrambling, trying to piece together a contender, but the reality is clear. Dallas bet big and lost, at least in the short term. Meanwhile, over in Los Angeles, it's a completely different story. Luka Doncic and LeBron James have instantly clicked, forming an unstoppable duo that has led the Lakers to a 7-game winning streak and the second seed in the Western Conference. LeBron himself has been vocal about Luka's brilliance, openly praising his playmaking, scoring, and leadership, something the Lakers have been searching for as LeBron enters the twilight of his career. This partnership hasn't just rejuvenated the Lakers, it has set them up for multiple championship runs. But here's the thing, the NBA is unpredictable. Injuries, trades, and shifting dynamics could completely change the outlook for both teams by the time the season ends. For Dallas, their future hinges on how they rebuild around Davis and whatever assets they can acquire next. For the Lakers, it's about maximizing the Doncic-LeBron window and ensuring that Luka remains committed long-term. Ultimately, this trade's legacy will be written over the next few years. If the Mavericks find a way to turn things around, they might salvage this decision. But if Luka continues to dominate in LA, bringing the Lakers another championship, Dallas is under pressure like never before, while the Lakers are thriving in the spotlight. This isn't just a trade, it's a seismic shift in the NBA landscape. And that wraps up our deep dive into the Luka Doncic trade saga, one of the most shocking and controversial moves in recent NBA history. But now, it's your turn to weigh in. Will the Mavericks regret this trade forever, or can they still turn things around with Anthony Davis leading the way? With Davis's injury concerns and Dallas struggling to find its footing, do you think this move was a franchise-crippling mistake, or could it pay off in the long run? And on the other side of the deal, how will the LeBron-Luka duo shape the future of the Los Angeles Lakers? With their immediate success and seamless chemistry, are we looking at a new dynasty in the making, or will challenges arrive as they chase another NBA championship? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Make sure to subscribe for more in-depth basketball breakdowns, trade analysis, and all the latest NBA updates. This season is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.